Hello Cherries fans and welcome to the Parent Parley. This is Back of the Net and this is a person who I've not seen in a long time.
Tom Jordan, by the way. Nice to see you, mate.
And I'm Sam. Hello, how are you?
Yeah.
You doing all right, mate?
Yeah, all right, mate, yeah. Season seems to be creeping along nicely now, more things happening, so get a bit of excitement now, mate.
Signings being announced, and look, we're gonna put all of the new signings together in a special show which will be before your eyes very soon indeed, with a bit of background on the new arrivals at Dean Court. But one of the other things to get excited about, Tom, are the new kits. I mean, we've had the fixtures, we've done that.
Yep.
New kits though, I'm always excited, aren't you?
Yeah, always, definitely. Even other clubs, to be fair. I mean, we were talking off air, weren't we, about a few kits that we quite like that have just come out. And yeah, it's always a bit of intrigue. Think, what route are we going down? I quite liked. We mixed it up last season, went that green one. I quite like that. So yeah, it's always a bit of intrigue on what the new kit's going to be. Obviously, we've heard all about sponsors and stuff like that, but the kits will be out soon.
Yeah, they will be. And we know also this season that we're going to be sponsored by Daffabet. And look, stay tuned for a video on that over the next few days as well, because we're going to be talking about the moral dilemma that the club face. Some really interesting views from across the footballing spectrum. But the new kit is what I'm really intrigued about. It sounds like all three kits might be revealed at the same time. But Tom, I'm going to surprise you with something today.
Okay.
I've got 12 concept kits that I want to show you.
Yeah, I haven't seen them, genuinely.
He hasn't seen them. They all have our new sponsor on it. Of course, you may have heard that the club are looking into having sponsorless shirts this season, which is a great thing as well. But I'm going to show you them and I want you to rate them out of 10 for me. And people at home, I hope you like it, but this is kit number 1 now. Here we go.
Okay.
Concept kit number 1. Now look at this. I haven't gone the red and black stripes all the way down. You can see the 2 central black stripes and quite a bit of red. The logo adorned on there. It's got a V-neck collar, nice little detailing on the sleeves with the white. What do you think of that?
I quite like it. Yeah, my first thoughts on that
Good start.
I quite like that. I was expecting something a little bit more out there. I think that's quite nicely done. It's a difficult one, isn't it? You got to get that balance. You don't want boring, dull, same old, but you don't want too extravagant that you think, God, they've gone mad with the paint pot or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a nice blend. I think it looks quite stylish, quite classy. I like it, mate. I do like that one.
That's a great start.
I would take it.
Really?
If that was shown to me as the next home kit, I would take it. Let us know if you agree in the comments, but that's a good start from you, that, mate.
And you got the smallest black stripes outside of the main black stripes, and I just like the use of, and just the little bits of white as well, and obviously the sponsor's logo is kind of really clear as well. What are you giving that out of 10?
It's good, mate. I'm already
bearing in mind this is early doors.
I know, and I'm already thinking, God, whatever the home kit is has got a lot to compete with that. I like it. I'm going to go for a solid 8, mate. 8 out of 10 for that for me. I like it.
What a start. Well happy with that. Right, kit number 2.
Okay.
There you go, mate. Slightly different now. What you can see, you've got the central black stripes, but you've got the dot like patterning going on the red, so it sort of merges the black into the red quite a bit. Slightly different shades of red as well. I can tell, not as positive.
Not as positive. It's not. It's not horrific. I think it's one of the. I'm trying to think if this was just brought out as the new kit. I would go, it's not our best, but you know what? It's not horrific. I'll buy it happily. But yeah, not great. I wonder if it's that on the sleeves. I think, if that was white, maybe. Right at the end of the sleeves, just to mix up a little bit.
Nice, yeah, I agree with that.
Or maybe the collar or something, a white line through it or something, maybe. It's not horrific, but I like to think our kit will be better than that one.
All right, what's the score?
5.
5 out of 10. Right. Kit number 3. Let's have a look at this one. Now this is stripe central, mate. You've got thick stripes, you've got thin stripes, you've got stripes outside the stripe, you've got the Umbro detailing down the arm there as well, and you've got the couple of white stripes as well on the collar. It's a V-neck. Of course, we can exchange those Sky Bet badges on the side for Premier League ones as well.
I was just about to say, it looks a bit too relegation-y to me.
It does look relegation, doesn't it?
different. I when I first saw it, I thought, oh, I'm not sure, and then I thought, oh, no, I quite like the uniqueness of it.
Do you think that patterning is a bit too much, or
it might
it reminds
be
me of Kappa because they used to do it a lot.
And I think that's the thing. I don't. Some people know, I've got all like the Real Betis kits, so I've got a little thing for Real Betis, which is a story for another day. But they have Kappa a lot, and I like it when they have the Kappa over the sleeves. I quite like that because it's probably a bit rarer, and I think sometimes it can look good, but it's a fine line between it looking too much as well and overpowering it. It's okay. It's definitely not as good as the first one, but it's definitely better than the second one. Is it a 6 or a 7? I'm gonna go 7. I'll tell you what I think. I think it looks a bit more like Italian-y. It looks more like a Serie A kit. It doesn't look. It looks a bit more of a European kit, but I'm relatively pleased. I'm gonna go for a 7, mate.
7.
Yeah.
Right. Here we go. Next.
Looks AC Milan to me. That.
It does look AC Milan.
Very
And
AC Milan.
look, there are some echoes of Norwich's recent kit release. This looks a little bit kind of 80s retro a little bit, and they've got a lot of praise for their recent kit sponsored by Lotus. That harks back to even their release video was very 80s as well. So I've tried to introduce elements of that. Do you think it's maybe too Milani?
Maybe. It was the first thing I thought of, put it that way.
Lose the white collar maybe, for
Maybe,
instance?
but I don't mind a white collar now and again. I'm one of them that's quite happy to, if you're going to the pub or whatever in a beer garden like we are now, I'm quite happy to wear a football shirt, and that's one that I think I would quite like to wear like socially.
Yeah.
Because it looks a little bit more, like you say, a bit more retro, quite cool. Like you can go and wear that, and people think, oh, that's a nice top. But as a football shirt, is it a little bit? Yeah, I'm not sure. It might be the collar vibe, like you say. I don't mind it, but I wouldn't want that to be your main home kit. I don't think.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna balance it all out. We got a 5, we got a 7, we got an 8. I'm gonna go for 6.
6.
Yeah.
Right, there we go. Kit number 5. Now this is look. Every so often, Bournemouth have a kit that that doesn't use the stripes. I think once we had Carbrini, which was basically
red,
all red and maybe black sleeves.
Yeah.
This one has it got Southampton vibes a little bit?
I thought the last one, the first thing I thought was AC Milan. As soon as I saw this, I thought James Ward-Prowse. I don't know if that's... Is that a zip in the middle of the collar or not? Is it just the style? It looks like it could be a zip, that was all. Don't think it is, but it looks like it could be done. I don't mind the collar. I don't mind the stripe like that. The sleeves are very Southampton.
Yeah.
And like you say, it's a little bit too Southampton. I think, put it this way, if we, as I say again, if this was the one that was to be released, I think we'd get a lot of stick about, you're trying to be like your South Coast rivals and all that stuff. It's not horrific. I like the way it's a bit different. As you say, don't always have to be the vertical stripes. It's not horrendous. I'm going to give it a 6. Because I do think it's better than that second one that I put a 5 in general design, but I'm not a massive fan.
Okay. Right, here's another one that breaks with tradition a little bit. Now, this reminds me, do you remember a couple of seasons ago, that kind of tealy coloured, was that the away shirt or the third team shirt? I sort of think of Josh King playing in that for some reason. Okay. But that kind of, it had like the beach on it, pier vibes, and this is a kind of like mottled effect, but again, losing the stripes, but you got the red and the black in this kind of army-styled top. Do you think that's more of a training top, really, perhaps?
It's a good shout, actually. I think it reminded me, actually, a little bit of that yellow and blue training top that we've got that I wear sometimes. Yeah. Because it does have more. I would love that to be the training top. I'm not a massive fan on the new training. No. The more I've seen different bits of it, different jackets and that, I think, oh, okay, they look all right. But I think the original one, I think it was with Ryan Fredericks with kind of the big, I thought, I'm not a fan of that.
There's nothing I like more than playing football with a...
Yeah, I hate that. But, so that actually, if you said that was a training kit, I'd be happy.
Yeah. As a first team shirt?
Not for me. And actually, funnily enough, I think the AC Milan current or last season's away shirt is very similar, has that black with like loads of little bits of red in it. It's okay, but if I'm going for the home kit, I'm going to give it a 5 because for me that's a training top. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Right, we're going to go on to number 7. We've got a couple more home shirts. Now I'm going to mix it up by throwing in some away bad boys as well. Right, number 7 here. Now this is, you can see where the way the sponsor logo has been put. I'm no graphic designer, right? I'm no graphic designer, as you can tell. So I've just done a little bit of perspective and distort or whatever. You can work it out quite easily.
You can, I mean, you can work out what it looks like, but what you've got is you've got more red than black in terms of the stripes, but the red stripes, which are wider, are broken up by a thin, slimline black stripe. It's a round neck, black collar, little bit of white detailing, as you can see, just at the end of the sleeve there. And it's one that also has the black going up the shoulder as well. Thoughts, Tom?
I like it. I do like it. I'd love to see what it'd be. You said about the black going all the way over the top. If that wasn't there and the stripes went all the way up, how much different that would bring. But I quite like it. I really like when you have the stripes and you have that thin stripe that breaks out. I do like that style, I think. And like you say, a bit of white detailing as well. I wouldn't be too disappointed if that was a home kit. I quite like it. Not quite as good as the first one you saw. Not quite as good.
Yeah.
But it's a good kit. I'm gonna go for a 7 for that one, mate. Quite like that.
7.
Smart.
Love it. All right, next, we're going to go for our last, and this one has, I think, this one, if it's the one I think it is, it's got Cabrini vibes to it.
Definitely.
Hasn't it?
Anton Robertson, yeah.
Yeah, Royce Wiggins.
That's another one that, for some reason, I see a bit training-y.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because of that block black at the top, maybe.
And it's just maybe the departure from the stripes tends to indicate that could be used for another purpose, perhaps.
Definitely, yeah, probably right. And even though, as you said, I think it was when we had Cabrini, we went for the plain red. Didn't mind it for a one-off, but I normally like to go some sort of stripe vibe. I think that's Bournemouth, I think that's us, that red and black. So yeah, once again, I think that's one that's more training-y, but not as good as the last training-y one, I don't think. I'm going to go straight down the middle of a 5. I'm not massive on that, mate.
Right.
Not a fan of that one.
Okay, fair enough. Right, so obviously with away shirts,
I'm looking forward to this.
We got 4 of them, and I have stuck to using the sort of primary colours that are associated with AFC Bournemouth over the years. I'm talking about your blacks, your reds, but also the whites as well. We can't forget that we had white on our logo for quite a while now. There are little tinges of it now, and obviously the very first AFC Bournemouth side ever, well, we were known as Boscombe St John's then, or whatever it was, 1892, whatever. We were red and white stripes. Thankfully, that went pretty damn quickly. But next, we've got kit number 9.
Could be. I'm normally an away kit man as well.
Yeah.
I love
so, what do you think of this, mate? What do you think? So it's primarily white, but you can see the 2 stripes going vertically of red and black, obviously. Those stripes stop for the sponsor logo. There could be the option of maybe them continuing and then the Daffabet logo being in white with a drop shadow to make it stand out. And also you've got the detailing around the collar and also the sleeves as well.
Yeah, not too bad. I quite like that one with a collar. I think that works quite well.
Yeah.
It's got like little twinges of some of the home ones that you showed me. And I don't mind it. Would I take that? Probably not. I don't know what it is about. I'm trying to work out what I don't particularly, what's not making me, thrilled by it.
Yeah.
And is it maybe just, I don't know. I'm not sure. I think what you were saying about maybe the lines joining up with this one and that kind of Daffabet and white maybe might look a little bit better.
And also what I suppose you could consider as well is the reverse of the shirt. Would you have the stripes going down? It looks like it could be indicating, I mean, I designed this thing, well I didn't, but it looks like those stripes could be continuing down the back, or would you have a plain white back?
And you could kind of separate the back like where the sponsor is for the name, potentially.
Yeah.
Not sure if they would do that or not that they're going to do it. It's okay.
It's worth saying this would look awful sponsorless.
Yeah, true, actually. Yeah, that's a good point. It would. If you had that gap, you'd almost have to change the kit for the ones that aren't sponsored.
I know.
But then would it look weird without the sponsor and just a line through the middle? Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if in my head, because I quite like, I said before, the certain sort of stripes in the home kicks. I think that's Bournemouth. So I don't really need it on the away. I don't need too many stripes. A bit too stripy for an away shirt.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It's okay. I'm going to go 6.
Okay.
It's okay.
You know what? You've said it's a bit too stripy for an away shirt. One of them you're going to despise.
Okay.
It's not.
What is that? That's awful.
I mean, firstly, I forgot to change the night to the Umbro, so sorry about that. But no.
No. I like the fact that you've tried to be really different. I do like it. I don't mind the collar and stuff like that. Sleeves are okay. It literally just looks like one of them.
Be kind to me.
One of them tops you get, I think we've had it on like a six-a-side, where you can get one of them template shirts.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just because, like you say, you haven't put the Umbro on there, where you could just get one. If you take them red off from the sponsor,
Yeah.
that's just one of them template shirts, isn't it?
Yeah.
It looks like you've got an hour to make a kit, quick.
Are you saying that on an episode of The Apprentice, this is what they would come up with?
Yeah, good shout. Yeah, good shout. And I think it's absolutely horrific.
Go on, out of 10.
1. It's awful, mate. If we done that kit, then I don't know. I'll go and get a season ticket at AFC Porchester and watch Brett Pittman or something, mate. Yeah, no, really bad. But I mean, you've been really strong at the moment. There was always going to be a howler, so hopefully that's the last one.
All right, next.
Ooh.
This reminds me of other clubs actually. But you've got primarily a black shirt, but just with your red detailing, with the slight stripes at the end of the sleeves and also on the collar there. The V-neck, sponsor logo, very, very clear. Is it a bit boring maybe for an away shirt? Would you be happy with that?
Maybe, but I think this will be the one that I think will separate a lot of people in the comments. Actually, I could see why people wouldn't like this, but I'm personally on the side of I quite like it. I think sometimes subtlety works.
Yeah.
And I think for one of the away kits, quite subtle, just styling on the sleeves and on the collar, and then it's just that black shirt. Maybe sometimes when it's too, as you say, kind of bland, it makes the sponsor jump out at you a little bit too much.
Would you prefer the sponsor logo in red, maybe?
Yeah, it's not a bad shout.
With that?
Not a bad shout, yeah. Or in black so you can't see it. No, I think it's... I don't know what it is about that. If you had described that, I would have thought, I'm not sure. But looking at it, I quite like it. Okay. 7.
7.
Yeah, I quite like that one.
Excellent.
Not bad. Are we going to go?
Right.
This is the last one.
Yeah, this is the last one. Tom Jordan, I don't like stripes on an away shirt.
Oh, Christ. That is stripey, isn't it?
Yeah, it's different.
It's not too bad.
I mean, again, a sponsorless shirt would look awful. I know, unless the stripes would continue, which I presume they would.
Would they continue on the back? Maybe not.
I mean, if it was a plain back, it would look pretty boring. You'd have to put something on it, like a name and a number. But I just thought, what I like about it, the detailing, that like AFCB on the collar, you can see the red back collar there.
Yeah.
It's a fairly pure shirt on the sleeves. All the detailing is primarily on the front. Even though it's got the stripes, it doesn't take anything away from the Umbro, the kit manufacturer, or the AFC Bournemouth crest itself. And obviously the sponsor logo is on its own white section. So, I mean, I've tried to make it a little bit.
But that's not a howler. I don't mind that. That's not too bad. And I think, like you say, it's a bit stripey, but it's not them thick. It's quite nice thin stripes. I think it works quite well. I think the stripes sometimes work quite well like that. Yeah, I don't mind it. Would I take it? Not sure, but it's not horrific. I'm gonna go. Do I go down the middle with 5 maybe, or do I go? Oh no, I'll jump up to a 6. That's not bad. I'm gonna go for a 6 for that one, mate.
Jumping up to
So it just went downhill from the start, didn't it? The first one was my favourite.
Yeah, and look, let's take a look.
Yeah.
Now that you've seen other kits, you now maybe changing your mind and thinking, oh, actually, it's not that good. Because obviously, sometimes when you see the first, you could say that, and then you later on think others are worse, or do you
No, I'm happy.
still prefer that?
I'm happy with my decision. I think for the home shirt, that's a nice shirt. I like that.
Would you prefer it if the black lines continued behind the sponsor logo?
I think I would actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think I'd quite like that. It wouldn't be awful if it didn't, but I think if I was offered it, I probably would say that. Yeah, I quite like that one. And then if I had to pick the away, I do. I'm starting to really want that like kind of plain black one with the red on the collar and the.
Wow.
What was that like?
Yeah.
9th or 10th or something, might be the 9th. But yeah, it was. That was quite a nice one. I do like that. It looks a bit, again, a bit European-y. But yeah, I'm happy with my decision, mate. I think there's good mix in there from you. Yeah, you done better than I expected.
And I experimented with a couple of different colours. Just another couple that I'm just gonna chuck at you, mate. I'm pretty certain that you probably won't like many or any of these, but here's one of them. It's sort of green and white. I mean,
my favourite colour is green, by the way. But training top, I'd love that.
Maybe, you know what? Quite often, when we have kits, we recolour the badge.
True.
So maybe if that was green as well,
bit more of a tinge, yeah.
But it looks a bit Celtic-y, a little bit Bohemian.
Yeah, it does. I think again, go back to that kind of, what was it like yellow, and I'm trying to think what kind of pattern it had. It's not black, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
that training top.
Oh yeah, the yellow and bluey.
If that was the away kit, I'd be like, that is revolting. But as a training top, I liked it. I know Steve Ensman doesn't like it, but I wear it in front of him on purpose. But I like it because of what it is, the training top. I like that as a training top. If that was the away kit, wouldn't get good reviews, I don't think.
All right, and just another to chuck into the mix.
Come on. What is that? That's rank.
Yeah. What if it
I
was
want my sweets covered like that. I get a packet of sweets there like that, little rhubarb and custard.
Well, that's why I took those last 2 out of the equation, and we just kept it to those 12. But
that's far too kind of, we're creating a third kit and we want to be so out there and we're going to make it all really different.
Maybe that's the third kit.
Chuck the paint. No, it's not a third kit though.
It's Luton Townish, isn't it?
It's a little bit Luton Townish, but there's no Bournemouth to that. There's no that is just you've got all your colours. You've got loads of red. You've got loads of black, you've got a fair bit of white, and then you've mixed up with different colours. And then you thought, oh no, we spent loads of money on orange. And we've got to chuck it in somehow. Not a fan of that, mate. Wouldn't even buy that as a training kit. I wouldn't buy that. I think there's only 2 I wouldn't buy. That and the absolute hell one that you've done in the main one.
Right, okay, so listen. If you, obviously red and black stripes for the home shirt's your favourite. If you do favour an away shirt sort of main colour, what colour would you quite like? I mean, I did like the purity of last season's one with the white and then the little red and black tinge, but I presume that they probably wouldn't go white again.
No. Don't mind a baby blue.
Because they had the white and teal a couple of seasons ago, and then they went to that kind of like, I don't know what they call it, they had a special name for it, but it was like a kind of aquamarine colour or something. And then they went back to white. I just wonder if they might go dark this season. Perhaps.
Yeah, I wonder if they might go more navy, maybe.
Yeah. The navy one. Yeah.
It's weird. I've always liked last season's, and I liked the one back in, I want to say 98, which was green and black stripes.
Yeah. David Town. I always remember.
I had Huck on the back.
Did you?
Actually, yeah. 98, 99, something like that. And then last season, so I liked that green. But then if we had that kind of greenish colour every season as an away, I'd be a bit like. So you got to mix up a little bit. I did like what season was it? Was it first championship? The white that had like almost gold trimmings.
Yeah. Energy, first
Energy Consulting.
Yeah.
Quite like that, but yeah, I'm probably, if you had to put me on the spot, I'm probably more of a white. Like you say, I quite like that, but I wouldn't be surprised, as you say, if we go down a bit more of a navy route. But yeah, it all depends on the style and how they design it, mate. But yeah, I'm open to anything a little bit more when it comes to the away kits. But when I say open to anything, not that blooming orange thing.
And the third kit, anything in particular that is that one of those sort of experimental kits for you where they can just do anything and fire it out? So
yeah, I'm happy for them to be a little bit experimental with that, and test the waters a little bit. And do it. Quite like when there's a little bit of reasoning behind it. I remember when we had the pink one, didn't we? Person went to breast cancer and things like that. I wouldn't mind if they done what. Yeah, if they go a little bit more colourful, or they do like the beach in the background. They try and be a little bit different. I think everyone can kind of respect it more if it's the third kit. You kind of go, well, it's fair enough. Thought they done well last season personally. That'd be interesting. I think if you went navy, it's like I think we might for the second. I wouldn't mind going a bit. Then for the third, maybe going like a yellow, going a bit brighter. Yellow with I don't know, like light blue or something. I don't know. A little thin stripes.
Which would match the Bournemouth coat of arms.
Exactly.
Yellow and blue.
Exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. Just not orange crap.
No. Okay, so stay tuned to Back of the Net, because when the kits are out, we're going to go and get them, and we're going to review them brutally. Home, away, and third. There's a reason to subscribe, isn't it? Why should they subscribe, Tom? Because content flowing at the moment, isn't there?
I mean, I can't even keep up with it, so I don't know how you guys can. So if you want to, click that bell, because that does let you know, doesn't it?
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, give it a like, and more people see it, which is always good. But yeah, it's going to be loads, and if you think there's loads at the moment, it's going to be hitting some now, because transfer market, friendlies, kit, everything's going to start coming in now. So yeah, exciting times. So make sure you subscribe for that. And I'll tell you what will be interesting is if they release new kits and they look remotely like any of them. Just
imagine,
because it's going to look like you're some sort of influencer, which obviously you are. And I think if one of the kits looks remotely like that, you need a blue tick.
Yeah, I think so. So. Thank you for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. And Tom, this is my last video, by the way, because I'm off to be a fashion designer next.
All right, see you in a bit. I'll run this channel. I'm going to ring Tiggs.